W2H Rut Club Radio.
Hey everybody, welcome to the W2H Rut Club Radio. Today is, Tuesday the 24th, so Thanksgiving's in like a couple of days. Welcome to the show. I had a great Wisconsin opening gun weekend, a ton of fun, and we're here today to do another Rut Club Radio. By the way, for those that don't know, Rut Club Radio is specifically and exclusively brought to you by Heated Hunts. Head on over to heatedhunts.com. And be sure to use the code WHERE, the number 2, the word hunt, and you're going to save 10% off. And if you don't know what they are, they make a scent dispenser that is heated up. Buy some batteries, you hang it in a tree branch or wherever, and it'll allow that scent to travel further, as well as prevent it from freezing as things get colder and colder. And I had snow this morning. Thank you, Bill, for the harsh echo. That is a problem I cannot seem to fix in the live broadcast. Let me give it a quick shot here and see what I can do. Hang tight. Okay, Bill, since you're in here with me, I think that fixes the echo on my end, but what ends up happening is it prevents people from hearing the caller. So kind of a strange issue that I don't know why that's sort of happening. Nothing has changed on the technology front. So that is how technology seems to work for me. Anyway, let me know how that's going. Looking for people to call in and share their rut activity, what they've been seeing. Bill's in here. I was seeing him. Turn your computer microphone off. Is that what it is, Doug? Yeah, that's what it is. You know what? We should just fucking solve this problem here real quick, because it is a damn problem. Mike. So maybe it's picking my GoPro. Is that what it's doing? Let's turn that down. And then I think this is coming from the mic. Hold on. I'm just going to finish testing this bullshit out here real quick. Test. Test. Okay, so there's that. Let me turn Mix Minus back off and see if that fixes it. And you guys are fucking awesome for helping me with this real quick. Hard to test things when everything's live. Okay, I turned Mix Minus off and I turned my GoPro volume all the way down. I don't know if that's what the cause was. So Doug and Bill, you're still hearing it. Solved. Okay, well, there's like a 30-second delay here, so there's a chance that it might come back because I tinkered with a couple of things. I turned Mix Minus on, and then I disabled my GoPro, and then turned Mix Minus off. Okay, sounds like I fixed it. You guys are best. And Doug, you're always a step ahead of me with the technology stuff, so I've learned a ton from you. Thank you. It was the camera. Rock on. I was wondering what the hell happened. There's one time when I was like using OBS and I wasn't seeing it come off that way, so I was really quite perplexed. So I'm glad that is the issue. Anyway, I was talking to Bill on the phone the other day, who's in here, William Thompson, and he's seeing some activity. I was seeing Sam Ubel was out today on some public land from the looks of it, and he'd seen like a whole bunch of deer and some small bucks, but nothing that he wanted to shoot. And that was all early in the morning till about 10:30. I was out over the weekend. I personally had seen 4 total does, 0 bucks. This is in the western part of Wisconsin, the southwestern part. And my one buddy, Clayton, who's from Michigan, was in town with us. He did great. He got a really, really cool 9-pointer, which is his first buck ever, and second deer ever, and on public land. So that was super cool. I'm very, very jacked and excited for him. Like, what a freaking cool thing to have happen for him. Just super exciting. My buddy Mike got his second deer ever. It was a doe. I got a doe. My buddy Joel got 2 does. My dad didn't see anything, and another guy in our group also got a doe. So it was a doe-filled weekend. Deer season finished with not seeing any deer. Well, shit. Sorry about that, Doug. That's too bad. If anyone wants to call in, the call line is open. Happy to chit-chat with you guys here for the next 15, 20 minutes or so. Or if you want to just drop in the comments. about what you're seeing. That'll work too. I'm always out of breath when I do this show. I don't know what the deal is. Since I talk too much. Second peak of breeding is on the way. That's where the big boys play. Yeah, and Bill, you were saying that you get all of the biggest deer you've ever shot have been on like the second rut. So I find that to be a pretty big deal based on how you hunt. Looks like my face is completely hidden by this mic. I changed up the room a little bit here since Greg's a little sick and we're trying to play it safe. So I just changed up some things and I'm now noticing that nobody can see my face, just this microphone that matters that much. I don't record this section or this segment at all unless someone calls in. I only record the calls. So it's nice to kind of just chit chat here with no pressure. All but one. Nice. I'm trying to think of other people I've talked to that have been out seeing deer. I feel like I haven't, I short a deer camp like I was out in deer camp, but I didn't notice, we drove, from basically the most southeastern part of the state to the most southwestern part of the state. And typically on the way home, we'll see, all sorts of deer in the back of trucks and stuff like that. I didn't see much of that at all. We drove around the area that we had hunted a whole bunch after we were leaving just to see like what was going on out there and didn't see a lot of empty trailer hitch kind of racks, nothing in them. The taxidermist where he dropped off the meat or the processor at Outdoor Addiction Taxidermy, they were pretty busy. Came in waves. We got there and it was kind of backfilled out to the road. There was a line out to the road. And then I know Alex, the owner, had posted something later on in the day and it was busy again, probably for last light. He was open till like 8 o'clock or something. So I know just by looking at some of that stuff, usually you get a better sense of that. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see, at least here in Wisconsin, what the numbers look like once the DNR reports on the harvest numbers and like the licenses and things like that. But I haven't, it was a ton of does, just a ton of does. I mean, I wasn't the only one to see a whole bunch of does. So at least where we were, there were a lot of them, which you would think that would mean there'd be more bucks around them, but maybe none of them were hot. So anyway, with the bow, I think I'm mostly done. Maybe I'll go out once late season or twice, whether that's the end of this year or the beginning or, of January or mid-January, I'm not sure. It's kind of neat depending on snow and weather conditions. If things are frozen, we can kind of, tromp around in a marsh where normally it'd be really wet. It could be frozen so we can get across some ground and get an ion sign for like scouting for later in 2021 for that season. That's a good way to do it. Bring the bow just in case kind of thing. But as far as like rut activity goes, it sounds like there's still some rut activity going on. I know the buck that my buddy shot where we were, that buck was working a scrape. A 6-pointer had come in and, thanks, dude. Doug, for that. I appreciate it. Very excited to shoot the buck that I got. The 6-pointer come in and spotted my buddy. The 6-pointer took off, but the bigger one, the 9-pointer that he ended up with, didn't look and see him at all. So he was, luckily the second time around pretty alert and ready to go. So that was kind of cool. Again, just super stoked for him. I was going to try to find a fun way to show that picture. Maybe I can still do that. Or maybe not because I'm broadcasting. So I'm just not going to mess with that right now. I'll mess with that later. I got to like update some stuff. I think my OBS is getting tired. I probably need to like update to the latest version or something. I haven't done that in a while. I'm probably missing on all sorts of fun features. Like every time something updates, something breaks. It's like you think it'll be good, but it's not good. I'm also probably gonna be getting a new computer here sooner than later. Might make the switch to a Mac instead of this PC. I've had this PC since 2014. Upgraded the RAM and the hard drive and stuff to be faster, but I think it's getting kind of tired. Bill said, if you know a place where a big doe fawn sits downwind of that bedding 4 days before peak breeding until second peak. Not sure what it is. Okay. Dell XPS. Yeah, I'm over PCs. I'm done with them. I'll pay the price. And Apple just released that new M1 processor where they make them themselves now. Like computer's supposed to be pretty good. A lot of bang for the buck, I guess. I just, the more that it can do, the less I care. I just want it to be simple. I only do like a handful of things on the computer. I just don't need to be touching a lot of stuff. And I just despise technology, even though that's what I do for a day job. That's probably why. Just get tired of it. Boy, I hope there's a few folks in the room. If anyone wants to call and shoot the breeze with me, otherwise I'm just talking to myself here. Obviously, we'll be live later tonight at 7. Greg will be on co-hosting, and then we have a guest from Genesis 3D Printing on, so that'll be a fun episode. He's making some really cool stuff to help kind of supplement some things that, some gear that you might have or some hangers and things like that, so that'll be a cool one. Get back into the whole guest style setup here. We're filling up the calendar for December a little bit, and then we're going to start to plot out the new year, which would be fun. So if anybody has any guests that they want us to be talking to or think that we should be talking to, for anybody that's watching right now, let me know. Send some information my way. I have zero shame in reaching out to people, but I'm not annoying about it. So, I'm not going to pester somebody. I might be persistent if they don't tell me no, but I'm not going to be a jackass about it. We drank quite a bit of this Drop Time Spirits at deer camp, by the way. It went over really well. Oh, yeah, it's yummy. Whew. Big bucks know when the young mature, jump down. Mature fawns will hit estrus and will daily scent check their bedding. No, that makes sense. Thank you. No callers yet from what I can see here. I know there's a few folks in the room. It's pretty boring if it's just me, guys. I'm no expert. I have learned a lot, though. And it's been really fun over the last couple of seasons, kind of putting things into play in the field to see how it works out. In fact, I'd love to do like an episode on like hunting for beginners if you've never done it before. Here's the most obvious things that I should have known a long time ago that I picked up on and applied, and has just taken my game to such a different place. Now there's a lot of fine tuning I need to do there. I'm by far no effing expert at all, but some of these learnings, if I would have learned them earlier on, I could have been in a much different place by now. But simple things like reading the wind and identifying bedding and, thinking about the food, and like the wind is the biggest thing, man. My gosh, just incredible difference in how you approach things. When I was checking I don't think I checked anything more religiously than the wind every season, every day. The changes, like all of it. And then you throw in thermals on that, and then it's where it starts to get to be fine tuning and stuff, and like bringing the milkweed, like religiously scent checking everything all the time, making sure you're good to go. But the post I made today on like Instagram, that was, I would see deer tracks all the time. Like, oh, this is a highway. These deer tracks are coming through here. But like, what direction are they going, dumbass? Like, where are they going? Why are they going that way? And like, is that an evening sit or a morning sit? Like there's all these new things to like, as you start to get into it more and more and more, that I'm starting to consider and pay attention to, that have really helped me. And it's been pretty cool, man. It's been pretty cool. So 15-ish more minutes. I guess I'll hang out and go from there. I would say if anybody's watching and we're not looking at reporting rut activity and sharing that stuff, which we're doing a little bit of that. So thanks, Bill, for jumping in there. I would say if anyone has like their favorite card game from deer camp, that could be fun. I learned a new game at deer camp this year. I don't know what it's called. Probably too drunk to remember what it was called, but I remember being a lot of fun. It was basically like you pass a card to the left, the lowest card to the left, and if you are the loser, you put a quarter into the pot. Everyone has 4 quarters or dollars or whatever it is that you're playing, or chips that represent dollars. And it's winner by elimination, and it was super fun. It was really a fun game. Otherwise, I really love cribbage. And I forget that other game with like the dice in the little container with all the numbers. I forget what that is, but that's a fun one too, with like a couple people. Cribbage is probably my favorite game. I freaking love that game. We did play a new one though too, called Joking Hazard. It's kind of like Cards Against Humanity, but with like little stick figures. So you piece together like a little comic strip. Pretty raunchy, pretty funny, pretty ridiculous. That was a good one. I'll put a link to it in here, something like that. It was pretty funny. You can get at Target for $25, it looks like. My buddy brought it. I thought it was pretty neat. Make sure this is the right link. This is it here. Oh, yeah. So definitely not rut related. It's because no one's calling me. I got nothing to talk about. I did see a coyote. I was hunting from the ground, and he had come around like he's working an edge. I was sitting on the edge, looking down a ravine. Everything sloped down, 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 and actually the spot I shot the deer out of, I went back to it. And this coyote, I heard something coming, and I was like, oh, maybe it's a deer. And I look, and it was a freaking coyote, and he had almost like stepped right on me. I mean, like if he would like not been paying more attention, he totally would have been right on me. But he stopped, froze, looked up, and said, I don't like this. And he took off the other direction at a brisk pace. I stood up and tried to get on camera, and it didn't really work out great. I think I posted a video of it, but he was right there. It was pretty cool. We were like face to face, right at eye level with him. I didn't have a small game license, so, but I don't know if I would have got a good shot of him anyways. It happened pretty quick. I wonder, there was one year where I did buy turkey tags because I had seen so many turkeys while I was like archery hunting or gun hunting. So I thought, oh, well, maybe if I see a turkey, I'll shoot that. Ever since I bought them, I haven't seen any. And I've seen coyotes twice now, so 2 years, this year and last year. And the one time I did buy a small game license, I didn't see it. So it's like anytime I hold the license, the animal knows, and I don't get to see that animal more. I did see a number of bald eagles. In fact, on the way to deer camp, I did see a bald eagle on a deer carcass. There's I don't know what kind of owl it was. It was a barred owl or a great horned owl, but there was a couple owls. It's just, nice getaway. Clear skies in the morning. It was a beautiful morning for a sit. Super quiet, dead silent on Sunday. I mean, I was like, shit, if I breathe loud enough, the deer are going to hear that. It was so quiet, which made it great for, hearing the deer because nothing was moving through those woods without hearing it. Not a chance. That's obviously where I'm at. I know everyone's in different places here. Bill likes euchre. I think I played euchre. I can't remember the rules. I usually learn by doing a practice round in all these games. I never can understand what the hell anyone's saying when they talk about the rules. So I just say, let's play around and then we'll go from there. Let's see here. Andy May would be a guest I'd like to hear. This is coming from Abe. Not sure he's been on or not. Not a name that I'm familiar with, so I don't think he's been on our show. You can go 3 or less days out of state hunts and get it done. Would love to hear more about how he gets on and finds mature deer fast. Okay, I would love that. I will reach out to him. I'll figure out where I can get to him. Usually Instagram's been the place to make contact with most folks. Sheep's Head. That was another game that someone recommended. We ended up playing this other one like all night. It was just a ton of fun. But those sound like good. I'm always looking for more games. My wife and I, we play a lot of, the heck's it called? Cribbage. Sorry, I'm like trying to find this guy that you just mentioned real quick to see if he's on Instagram. And if he is, I'll drop him a message. Oh, you know what? It's interesting. I did reach out to him. He's been recommended to be on the show by a couple of people. And I think was just a bit too busy for this season. He said he was on a whole bunch of different podcasts. So he felt like his message got watered down. So looks like he said after the deer season or around the new year. So I'll have to just ping him actually now that we're getting closer to that date and tell him another person mentioned he should be on the show. So that would be cool. Cool. Yeah, a lot of Michigan. There's a lot of guys from Michigan, girls too. There's a ton of hunters from Michigan. There's some good ones here in Wisconsin too. We've talked to a lot of people. I think, what are we at, like episode 158 or something like that? We've been doing it for a while. I think this is year 9 of the podcast. I just only been consistent for like the last year or so, a year and a half. What's up, Daniel? In the second week of deer camp, rock on. Deer camp looks like it's a ton of fun, dude. You probably got to have one of the best camps around. Rock on. Thanks, Abe. I appreciate that, man. That's super cool. We'll get him on. It sounds like he's open to it, so I don't think it'll be out of reach, and I'll be happy to hear what he has to say, too. So that'll be fun. Greg and I got to figure out our fucking elk hunt for next year, because 2021 is going to be here in like a month, so got to actually get around to that whole situation, figure out what the heck we're going to do there. No calls yet. I got a few more minutes. I'll hang out here. No calls are fine. If no one wants to call in, no big deal. I know everyone's like, most people are at deer camp. A lot of times they're out of cell service and cell range. So, we'll be back on at 7 o'clock with our guest, and we can learn all about Genesis 3D printing and what they're doing, what they're up to. If there's anything, I think what I'd like to do because I'm just kind of shooting the shit here, for 2021 is, honestly, I'd like to try to like create a couple of like segments of like, here's the base topic, and then we can go into and chop it into smaller segments, and try to find guests that fit into that bucket as we roll through the year. And I could maybe do it by quarter or something, but we do keep it, and we talk to manufacturers, we talk to like, product companies, we talk to people that are like good at hunting, we talk to personalities. So we talk tactics. We're all over the place. We're pretty much a big generalist show, but then we also do the tactic talk, which is like really based on the granular stuff. So maybe that's a better place to do that. But, well, folks, I'm probably going to jump off here and get ready for the next show at 7. And we'll see everybody then. And hopefully you're having a good season and it's going well. I'm not sure if everyone on here is tagged out or not. I know some of you guys I've talked to haven't yet. Litzinger, he's the man. We've had him on a bunch of times. He's a good dude. And his buddy, too, John Stewart, has been on, I think, 2 or 3 times now also. No, I'm done with deer camp. We really do the opening weekend thing. I don't got enough paid time off for that. And this year's obviously a little bit different too with everything going on. So a lot of folks didn't come to deer camp this year because they were sick. So I had to play it safe. We don't have like our own place. We just rent whatever we can find up in the area that we hunt on public. And so we just usually give her hell on the opening weekend and see what happens. I think my dad's going to get out on the day after, either Thanksgiving or the day after, if he can. I'm not sure. But I don't know. That's different. Local hunting is a totally different game. Got a lot of densely populated area here outside of Milwaukee. So, all right, guys, I'm going to jump off, and thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. We'll talk to you guys in, I don't know, a little less than an hour. Talk to you soon.